My bad.
After our amazing ride in Canyon Creek, we hit the road once again and continued southwest, through the town of Gunnison and to the world-famous village of Crested Butte for a few days of riding. We rode 409.5 in an amazing sunset ride. While the sunset portion looked great, the video in the darker areas was really not good, so I had to scrap it. We also got to ride Dr. Park, but an unfortunate crash at the start of the trail led to a broken ankle, and we rode down very slowly. I did get a few sections of good footage, so maybe someday I'll make a bonus video on it, but not this time. Despite the challenges, the ride that this video focuses on, Teocalli Ridge, is without a doubt among the best trails I've ever ridden. The ride starts up a fire road and eventually onto Teocalli Mountain single track, bordering the Maroon Bells Wilderness, which houses the majestic Teocalli Mountain peak, unfortunately inaccessible to bikes. As the name indicates, the trail then follows the ridge all the way down to the end, where a steep, switchback-filled section wraps things up before a fire road leads back to the car. Very early on the ride, you'll notice that West Brush Creek Road is as much creek as it is road. For a considerable section, you will have to follow the creek bed. The fire road climb is not very steep, and considering Crested Butte is one of the most scenic areas in the state, maybe even the US, this is one of those climbs that turns out to be very enjoyable.
Oh man, I'm very jealous right now.
This whole ride is both e-bike and moto legal, so bring whatever you like to ride and just shred away. I was pleasantly surprised that the interaction with everyone was smooth and respectful, despite our obvious difference in climbing speeds.
I'm so out of air. This is so steep.
But after a bit more huffing and puffing, finally at the top. That felt like a lot of climbing over very little distance. So it's not a long kind of ride, but it feels like you're always going up like this. And so, it's finally time to reap the rewards. And boy are they worth it on this one. Teocalli Ridge remains, to me, easily among the top 3 most fun trails I've ever ridden. As basically all ridge trails, being on the spine of the mountain means little meandering. Instead of builders choosing where to bench cut, here, the turns will follow the natural flow that the mountain, in some way, chose for us.
Nice, this is some steep stuff. Ridge trails are the best.
If you've seen my older videos, you can kinda catch on to a trend. Trails that I've previously said were next level, like Lawler in Oak Ridge, Oregon, or the old Black Mountain Trail in Pisgah, are all ridge trails. The result is almost always fast trails which are eroded at a rhythm that is both manageable, and it makes the trail feel ungroomed and natural, yet in good condition.
That was awesome. Oh man.
This is a super fine line that not many trails out there achieve. In the case of Teocalli Ridge, not only does it have it perfectly down, you will also not be able to tell in the slightest that motos ride this. There's no rutting or sandy sections, only amazing single track. Teocalli also boasts the right amount of smooth single track in between the chunky sections, letting you effortlessly carry speed and carve through the forest with what can only be described as infinite flow.
What a phenomenal trail. This is just next level. Check out the yellow aspens.
If you happen to come ride this in fall, and I do recommend that you do, you will be able to add the unbelievable scenery to the phenomenal riding. Riding through these yellow aspen forests is like being in one of those edits we all know we watch thinking, I wish I could ride like that. And while I still can't ride like the people in those videos, being here gives you a good portion of that feeling. I am most sorry about the brake squeal. I think my pads were really not happy. Anyways, as you begin to get to the edge of the ridge, the trail changes character to steep switchbacks with tons of elevation loss. You will for the first time also begin to exit and enter the forest as you sweep side to side of the incline to the edge of the cliff-bound grass fields.
My bad. It's my fault, sorry.
And as scenic as it is, and I know you won't resist the temptation to look out into the forest a couple of times, make sure you don't hit the person in front of you or fly off the side of one of these switchbacks.
Wow, that's a dangerous one.
After what feels like 100 switchbacks, but is more than likely 15, you will eventually make it out to the open to be greeted by a view of the whole area below you and some unbelievable exposure.
Oh, wow. Amazing views. Go high on this one. Here. Go in. That was scary. This is some exposed stuff.
If you're anything like me, that means taking this section just a tad easier.
That was quite scary. Very exposed.
On this day, we were lucky enough that the last Aspens section was completely yellow. There's just something about riding in fall for me. As we return to the open for the rest of the trail, things get steep and, if you so desire, insanely fast. You can hear how much I'm using my brakes here, but if you're braver than I am, this is easily a high 30s, low 40 mile an hour area.
Oh my god, my brakes must be on fire.
While unfortunately this open segment is also the last one of the trail, it's so much fun and so different than the rest of Teocalli that you won't even care that the trail is almost over. This is the perfect opportunity to let the bike rip, put it on its side knobs and carve the turns with minimal braking, as the incline is enough to give you the speed, but not enough to scare you silly.
Or what?
Oh my god, that was great. That was so good.
Yeah! The bad pedal straight.
That was so good.
Let's do it again!
Oh my god, that was so good. Okay, so far with all the stuff we've ridden,
Here.
how far up is this one?
Oh,
To me, it's Oak Ridge, Teocalli, not sure.
yeah, this is 8-9 for sure.
Wow.
8-9 for sure.
Well, I don't think I can convey any better than that how much we like this ride. We finished it by cooling off in the freezing river water as we made our way back to the car. The cold water is great for a quick recovery, at least for me. Well, that's all I have for you today. One more video for this road trip to go, and the next one, we'll close it out with the oh so famous whole enchilada. Until then, happy riding.